I'm on the way to my next estate. I went by and took a few pictures the other day, but this is the first actual real processing day in Lake Cormorant. The second one I've had in Lake Cormorant within the last 6 weeks, so that's kind of cool. And it's actually right around the corner from the last one. It's a friend of the family, and I am helping her with a multi-phase estate. She has downsized an antiques and collectibles shop, and also has a lot of her mother's things in there from her mother passed away several years ago, like about 2 or 3 years ago. And then she just wants her life simpler, so I'm that person to help her do that. She has a sister-in-law that has done some staging of homes and things like that, so she came in a couple or 3 days ago and told her what to keep and what not to, and what to defer to in lieu of something else if she had 2 very similar items and things like that. So that was really helpful, and she went through as her sister-in-law was helping her, and she slapped some tape on things with my name on it. So when I go in today and I see things with the word Rhonda on it, that means that's going to be something that I need to price and I need to sell. As far as the large items, the little items, you know, we're pretty much going to clean out the rooms that we're in. We're going to keep it in a area where we can block off the rest of the house. We're only having a partial estate because this is a living estate. And so we're going to have it in a little sitting room area off the kitchen, and off the other side of the kitchen is the dining room, and you can kind of pass through half of the kitchen and there won't be any personal anything on that side. So that'll allow us to use the kitchen bar as our checkout area or whatever, and be able to put some bundle tables up and stuff like I usually do. And then we've got a little laundry room area and kind of a green room, plant room, sitting room, sunroom, whatever you want to call it area. It's not really large, it's just kind of small. And we're going to block off everything else with the exception of about half the carport. We can get more of the carport done, we're going to, but otherwise we're just going to cover it up with some tarps or tape it off or whatever, and I'll have a person out there. I'll have Becky helping me inside, and I'll be inside in those little areas, but they're going to be jam-packed. We're going to have a lot of stuff in there. We might have to limit the number of people that come in at a time. I've got that in all of my ads, actually, that if we want to limit access to the home, it's our prerogative to do that. Sometimes you have to do that. It's kind of like a restaurant. It only seats so many people. And there's times that we've had to do that in the past. For the most part, it flows pretty well. Every so often we'll have some traffic jams, but most of the time it's pretty good, and especially after about the first 3 hours when we start clearing out some stuff, we can move things around. The cool thing about this one is the owner has things set aside and knows what she wants to sell, and has it in tremendous volumes. I'm talking about volumes of stuff. We're going to have multiple sales here, just one after the other, probably throughout the summer, if possible. And it's just kind of like going in for a haircut, you know. It's like this house has worn long hair for 35 years, and it's going to go in and get its first short haircut. And then we're going to decide what style we want it to be as the sales roll on. So it's going to be pretty interesting. She's got a lot of primitives and things like that I'll try and film and show. And of course, we'll try and film on the day of the sale. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. It's going to be a hard area to try and do that because it is going to be so congested with things. She's got everything from old carnival glass to, you know, the farm implements and keepsakes, parts to things, jewelry, clocks galore, because she loves clocks, but she's pared it down to where she's keeping her favorites. Anything and everything you can think of, this sale will do. So I'm excited to be able to help her. First of all, I'm doing it more for a friend. I'm taking a reduction in my amount because she'll be able to stage things. She's helped me on some of my sales and stuff, and so she's going to be able to stage some things herself, and I don't have to actively be there for all of the processing. So I took a lesser amount so that I could help her out. She could have more money realized from her sale. In addition to that, in all this, I got a text message that Becky used to have a shop, and she downsized it. She's still got one other shop in Fernando, Mississippi with Larry. They run a shop that's been down there 20 plus years. It's like a hippie shop. I'll have to take you in there sometime. That'd be fun. It's real small. It's a little hole in the wall, but they've got some fun stuff, funky stuff. But the man that rents out the building where she used to be, that bay is still empty. And long story short, he had a talk with his daughter that actually is the owner of the building now, per se, but Daddy still runs it. And he's still got some stuff in there that he had in Becky's shop, and he needs to get them sold, and he's got some stuff in his house, and his wife doesn't want him bringing people to the house, and he wants to get some things purged out and sold. And anyway, the long story short, he has asked that I come in and just start selling his items. He'll just bring stuff up there, and I'll look at it a few days before we're going to have a sale on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon or something. We can throw open the doors and sell stuff, and then I can have my buyout guy come in and just buy out and haul off the rest of it, try and sell it again, fill it back up. Good news is I am liquidating my antique booth that is not producing. Through no fault of my own, I'm sorry, but I put a bunch of stuff in there and it's selling everywhere else, so it's not selling at the antique booth. I'm going to liquidate my antique booth because it is non-productive and I don't need to spend the time, and I need to be more efficient with my time. And I am going to go pull things out of my antique booth and pull over there for the first sale and get those things liquidated first. And that way that'll be gone, and then I've still got one 10 by 20 storage I'm working on, and I'll be able to feed from that over to that little area for about a couple of months, or until they get a renter over there. If they get a renter over there, we're just one sale away from pulling everything out. It's not like we've got a store full, so we can just, I'm not going to take any more than a van load at a time over there, so I know I can pull the van load back, take it back to storage, or take it right to donation, whatever I want to do with it. So I'm excited about that opportunity. Got some other little irons in the fire. I opened up my Poshmark closet. It has absolutely nothing in it. Hopefully I'll get something up there this weekend. I'm going to do some cross-posting first. That's going to be the simplest way to do it, is to just copy and paste the things that are appropriate for it from my eBay and Etsy postings. And I'll be cross-posting that way I'll post on eBay, and then I'll cross-post anything appropriate that's vintage to Etsy, and anything that's more desire over on Poshmark, I'll be posting over there. There'll be a few crossover things, but very rarely. Probably I'll do mostly the vintage over on Etsy, so I can keep it straight and only have to remove it from two, well, actually, in reality, one platform if it sells on another. So that'll keep me straight. I don't need anything to complicate my life or my brain right now. People people talk to me all the time. They say, "Oh, you're so busy. You wear me out," you know, because I post on Facebook and people laugh at. I've got the camp of people that laugh at me because I post all of this stuff, and it's like, you know, you tell all of your day and this, that, and that. And then I've got the camp of, I love to see what you're doing and all of this. Well, I have purpose in that. Yes, I post it on my personal Facebook and my business Facebook. A lot of times I'll post a synopsis of what my day has been and things like that. I do it on purpose. It's because people go to my pages and they read what's there and it triggers something. Oh yeah, I need to ask her if she has a so-and-so. Oh, I wonder if she has such and such at that sale. It's totally about advertising. It's not, I could care less whether anybody knows what I do every day. I am a very private person in general. I like to spend time alone. I like to spend time with my family. I like doing my own thing. But I let everybody know what that thing is because it makes me money. That's what business and being in business and an entrepreneur is all about. You gotta make money. So we are headed down I-69. You see these signs coming up. It says Tunica on it. That's where all the riverboats are. I'll take you down there one day and we'll see where the riverboats are, where the casino area is and stuff like that. Every once in a while I'll get free 2 to 3 night stays at the casino, and I'll go down there and I will work some because I usually have a suite room down there. It has a little sitting area and stuff, and I'll just sit up and I'll get things ready to where I can just post them, or I can use that for my relaxed time. I gamble very little. I'm just not a big gambler. I'll go down there with $20 and be happy for 3 days. I just kind of people watch and get a free buffet dinner twice and watch TV and sleep late and all of that. It's a real good little vacation for me. They're desperate for people to come down there, so they even send me free stuff. So it's about time for me to go down there again, maybe after this first stay. I've got a church sale coming up and some other stuff, so busy, always busy. I thank God He's kept me busy. I'm partially retired, go figure. So here's the site of my next estate. It's located in Lake Commerce, Mississippi. It's a friend of mine, and she has liquidated an antique store, and her mother has moved in and all of that kind of thing. And she is going to help me with this estate. We're going to do like a living estate or whatever, and get part of her home, about 4 rooms of her home, liquidated. And we'll do it with multiple sales and all of that, and then we're going to move it to, part of it, to a new location, and it's just going to be an interesting sale. It's one that's a little bit different than my norm, so it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Between my drive from Summer Avenue to this location down here is about 45-minute drive or whatever, and in that 45-minute drive I sold a freezer that was mine actually, and we upgraded to a larger one that I bought out from the last estate because I've got so many people that eat so much at my house now, and we upgraded to a larger freezer. And so I've got that one sold, and it's supposed to be picked up sometime in the next day or 2. And I also sold a coffee table that I pulled off the side of the road for $25. So both of those will get sold and out today. So we'll go in here and see what my friend has to offer us. Well, I just thought I would give you a little short haul video of the things that I got at the bin store after I left the estate today. I just got a handful of things. The bins were kind of low. We had the same amount of bins out, but you could see the bottom in most of them. They did bring out some while I was there. I was probably there about maybe an hour and a half, something like that at the most. And I was able to find a few good things, but for the most part, you know, it was just one of those days that you go to the bins and you really don't find much of anything. It's kind of like yard sales. So I'll just show you some things that I got very quickly. I've got a lady that buys a lot of the Burger King and the McDonald's toys from me. And so I try and pick up ones. She likes these 100 years of Disney type things. And I'll usually sell them in a lot to her here locally. But I have been known, like if I get all of the little dwarfs or something, I'll put them on eBay. You don't get a whole lot for them, but they're decent, and I like to save them from the bins. But got Thumper and different things like that. I know I'm going to play with my lights again, aren't I? I've got really good lights. I don't know why I don't use them. I just use them for my photos. As you see, I'm set up to do some of my photos again. Today, I've got my room is absolutely packed with stuff. You guys think you have death piles. My death piles have death piles right now. So, those type of things. And then I got several more, you know, those. Probably about 10 of them, looks like. I also pick up the little wind-up toys. She loves stuff like this. These are the Burger King as well. The others were a 2002, I believe, if I remember right. Got those type of things. She likes the ones with any kind of animation to them. So I pick up any of those. I had several of those, about 6 or 7 of those. I pick up the older Hot Wheels. The red line ones are always the best. You're going to have a red line around your tire here, but I pick up anything that's the convertibles or anything like that. You want to look on the bottom. It's going to tell you here, you know, the age of it, where it was produced. This one's Thailand. It's a Chevelle, 1970 Chevelle double S, and then it's the car. This car itself was made in 1998. So these are things that you can put on Etsy and lots if you want to. This one's an 83. Maybe missing something up here, don't I? And then this one is a 1992. Some of them are in a little bit better shape than others, but I still lot them up because they're still collectors for them. I also dug around down in there. I saw some pieces of jewelry fall down in there, and there was a little gal next to me. It frustrates me sometimes because there's a group of mamas that come up there, and they bring their kids. I don't know if they're homeschooling or whatever, and you know we homeschool, so it has nothing to do with homeschoolers or anything, but they bring their kids up there, and the kids will push the adults out of the way and get up there, and to me that's kind of rude. But anyway, so there was a 14 or 15-year-old girl, and she was grabbing all the jewelry right out from underneath me as her hands were actually pushing my hands, as you know. And finally I had to tell her, I said, back off. Doesn't matter what age you are, you need to back off and not be rude. And I looked at the mom and I said, you need to get your child over to you, you know, over close to you. So I hate that in a way because I don't like to have a confrontation. I don't feel like it's my job to raise somebody else's children, but if they don't, I will. And I also hate it because a lot of the Richelieu were in there. I did manage to get one pair out from under her, mostly costume jewelry, otherwise, you know, like some that wasn't vintage or whatever, but I got a few little pieces like this. Found a pin that was down in there. This one is shaped, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of shaped like an arrow here. I believe it's got, looks like it's got all of the stones in it and everything, but I'll put that up maybe with a lot of brooches or pins or whatever. I'll show you this before I show you any of the clothing that I got. I dug this out of there. I can hear the motor running on this, and it is an awful, I don't know if you can see, let me see, because I'm not going to pick it up, it weighs a ton. But this is one of the Lancashire clocks. It's a mid-century modern. I don't know if you can see the back, but it looks like rocks embedded. It's made out of rocks, real rocks, like river rocks and things like that, and it's embedded in resin. And it does run. I can hear it running, so it probably just needs to be cleaned. Of course, you can see that all the numbers, it's fall off and everything else. So I'll either need to clean it or I'll probably take it to my next estate. She's got several clocks in there, and I've got a couple of people that do collect clocks, and they do sell them in their booths and things like that. Normally, those type of items, I said, well, how much is this? About $5, just to be certain, because usually anything that plugs in is going to be $5 at my bins. They do charge, but they don't do poundage on the hard goods and things. She says, no, for you it's $2.99, like that. So I said, okay, I'll take it. So I don't have a whole lot in it. One that's that size and that's not turquoise or something like that, those are a little bit more when they actually put the color in the resin. But something like that is in good working order is usually worth around 50 or 60, something like that. So I figure if I can get 20, 25 for it or whatever, I'll be happy with that. Also got a few clothing items. I found a Ben Hogan hat. Looks pretty clean on the inside. It has been worn some, but it almost feels crispy. It hasn't been worn much. Doesn't look like it's ever been washed. This one's new with tag. NRA. And I found one of these. I had a customer that used to come to my shop, and they actually were the printing company for these, which I thought was kind of cool. I'll probably put it in my booth till the end of March or whatever, and then start trying to sell something like this locally. It would sell on eBay. A lot of people do collect the old road maps and things like that, so I think I paid probably 50 cents for this. I think it's considered paperback, so they do 50 cents on those. I dug this out. It is ugly. It's a puzzle. Where'd that come from? It is a puppet, and I don't think that this goes with it. I think it's just the monkey or whatever. But I saw that it had a vintage tag on the bottom. I could tell by the back of it. When I saw the back of it like this, I knew it was vintage. And this is the Hosung brand. These are actually vintage. Some of its flocking has come off and things like that, but the eyes are intact, and these are actually glass eyes that are in here, and it's got a rubberized face. These usually, I think I looked it up while I was in there, and they usually will fetch around 15, something like that, around 15 or something. That's that size. They have all different type of animals and things. And then I got a few pieces of clothing. Well, let me show you this first. I don't commonly get Vera Bradley unless I buy it out from an estate and can get it, for pennies on the dollar. I did pay $2 for this one, and I had it up in my basket, and I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, the sales are real soft on those right now. But it's very clean inside. Doesn't look like it's been used much as far as that's concerned. A little bit of wear on it. A couple of places I need to cut the strings or whatever. But I thought, well, that pattern, I know that that's an older pattern. And I had 3 people stop me and say, where'd you find that? Oh, I wish I had found that and all this. And I went, well, I guess I'm going to buy it. So I told them they could buy it from me in the parking lot if they wanted to. Which I've done before. I have sold things before. Or I've had people hand me money, $5, $10 for something that I hadn't paid for yet that I knew was going to be $1 or something like that, like a pair of shoes or whatever. And they'll hand me money for it for me not to go through it. And I'll say, okay, that's fine with me. I don't care. This I thought was just cute. It's still got the tags on it. It's a 6 to 9 month. It's from Children's Place, hand crocheted. See, that's that tag. That was sweet. I don't get a lot of baby clothes, but I did get that. I always like to, even if it's not vintage, hang on, I'm having technical difficulty here. I always like to get the funky clothing and things like that because those are the things that are selling right now. People like funky. This one is the, I don't know, do you do the call letters? I'm not familiar with this. The SWTE. What's that? I'll have to look it up. Woman. It's just a little overshirt with a standing collar on it. Let me turn it around where you can see the pattern. But it's just kind of cool looking. Got nice colors and things. It's one martini, 2 olives, extra dry. Just like a little girls hangout type top. Let's go on a date kind of top. Of course, I found a bra. I didn't find a lot of them today. Found a few, but they were too worn. I wasn't going to deal with those. I don't remember what brand this is. I won't take the time to look it up. I found one of those. And what else? I found a black Crown Royal. I usually find the purple. As you can see, it's messy. But I do save these and I sell those in lots. People make quilts and things out of those, believe it or not. I also found an old charter one this time. So I'll throw it on there. We'll see what happens. Bags sell. Kind of interesting. Found this scarf. It's the Flintstones. I thought that was kind of cute, different. I don't think it's old or anything, but that's the back side of it. It's brighter, I guess. But it's got, it's got different things. The pictures are from like 1994 and stuff. The scarf isn't, but it's got the pictures. It's almost like they're stamps or something. And then lastly, I found this. This is Betty Page pinup clothing. Betty Page, Queen of Pinups, USA made. They've got it listed for $88, and it's a green swing skirt, which I thought was pretty. It's a pretty color. Of course, it's got the tags and everything. And I've got less than $1 in it. I mean, it doesn't even weigh a pound. So our poundage is $1.75 right now for a pound. So I ended up getting that. So that was a pretty good little haul. Like, for instance, the clock, like I said, I kind of quoted a maybe price on it or whatever. These earrings, I'll probably get about 10 for or whatever. Let's see. Anyway, I think I spent about $15, $16 on all of that. So that was a pretty good haul. I hope you enjoyed it. And I've got to get in here and do something with this windblown hair today. And I am home quiet. You can see that it's really quiet around me and everything. The house is empty except for my sleeping son-in-law. He's working nights tonight. So I'm going to get in here and I'm going to try and get some of this stuff listed. If I showed you my room, you would absolutely send the hoarders out to me right now, the video crew and stuff. So I've got to get in here and get something done. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Happy junking.